My name is Dr. Tushar Mehta. I'm from Canada, and I did my residency there in family medicine. I've also practiced addictions medicine, and I've mostly practiced emergency medicine, or what you call A&E in some countries. I have an interest in international health, and I do work in India and a few other places. And on top of that, I have a strong interest in plant-based diet and health. So when I say plant-based diet and health, you can also say vegan diet and health. And I'm here on behalf of Hina Modi and plantshift.com. The last study I want to talk about under the topic of total cancer mortality is from a journal called Cell Metabolism, and a 2014 article titled "Low Protein Intake is Associated with a Major Reduction in IGF-1 Cancer and Overall Mortality in the 65 and Younger but Not Older Population." What this found was basically that they had followed over 6,000 adults. The mean age was 65. They followed them for 18 years. So that's actually following an old group of people, average 65, for quite a long time, following them for 18 years. And over this time, 40% of the people died during that time, 40% of the subjects. And what they found was that if you were younger than 65 and having a high animal protein intake, you had basically 4 times the risk of cancer compared to people having just a regular protein intake, a lower protein intake or a moderate protein intake, okay? And there was also more heart disease and more diabetes in all groups if you were younger or older. Now, if you already made it to 65, what we realize is that older people do need more protein. So the higher protein consumption in that age, if you've made it 65 without getting a cancer, then in this case, you may or may not get any more cancer because you've already sort of passed that window where a lot of people would have died from cancer, at least caused by dietary issues or high animal protein issues, and somewhat protection because you need, from death, because you do need some higher protein in the older age group. However, what they also found was that if the protein was from plant sources, people had a survival benefit, yes, in the older age, but they did not have the added detriment of cancer prior to 65. So there was less cancer with the plant protein, much more cancer with the animal protein, and whether you're having plant protein or animal protein, after the age of 65, the increased protein is good for you. What does that tell you? That animal protein, plant protein is protective of cancer, from cancer, and a high plant protein diet after the age of 65 is also good for you. Okay, so you can stick with the plant protein after 65 and still protective. That's interesting. There's also less diabetes amongst the people who are having plant protein, less cardiovascular deaths. So the references for every single video that I have are going to be downloadable from the description box, where you can click and download the entire set of references and then just scroll down to the relevant references. If it's a video on diabetes or cancer or something like that, scroll down to the relevant section and take a look at the references that I'm speaking about. In my videos, I'll generally discuss one reference, but it's going to take too long to discuss 10 references and you'll be bored out of your mind. So I'll discuss one, and then you can go into the reference list and look at more references that are talking about the same topic. And it's important not just to have one reference, but to have multiple references that discuss a topic, because then you're seeing that different studies are being done in different places by different people, and they're getting similar results that are reinforcing each other. Okay, so that's another good thing to look at.